So welcome back. Last night I recorded a video about a breakup that I'm going through, and I wanted to speak about there's different fluctuations of how you feel when you're going through a breakup, and also what I wanted to kind of identify as well is the stages of grief that come out of a form of a breakup, and I'll explain after. It's really exciting. I'll speak to you after the intro. Boom, so welcome back. My name's Jay, I'm from Karnak Holistics, where we learn together and we grow together in the sight of God. So today, again, I want to speak about the breakup, which I mentioned last night, and I was going through a bit of a dark stage. So what I wanted to do is speak about today is there's another aspect of a breakup that you face, and that's the empowerment stage. But I wanted to kind of use that kind of reflection and talk about the stages of grief. So I'll quickly go through the stages of grief in a minute, but I want to just speak about where I'm at with myself. And I went into work today. Two of my bosses were there. They were really cool. We were chatting, and I just got on with what I needed to do. Made a few appointments, bookings done, and ready to rock and roll. My spiritual work, I got 6 bookings from now to October, so the next 3 months. So they're really cool. So things are looking really great. And there's one thing I want to really kind of say. My mum and this has been on my mind since this morning. I'm back. So I want to just show this. This woman, you can see her. That's my mum. Yeah. She's the wisest woman that ever walked this planet. And she said to me one simple thing. If someone don't want you, simply don't want them. And I know it sounds so logical and so obvious to do and be. But there is a freedom in that. You know, there is such a freedom in that. When somebody doesn't give you the time of day, going on living their life, and don't give a rat's ass about you, to be fair, yeah? Don't give a fuck about them, basically. You go on, you live your better life, because at the end of the day, no matter what happens, if it's negative or positive, I'm not putting any negative out there. I'm just gonna empower my life, meet new people, shine new things. I'm looking to really grow and grow Karnak even more so. I'm looking to go touring. I'm looking to teaching, doing seminars, you know, and I'm not being held back by people anymore, you know, and I was held back by this person. And now it's time to shine. It's time to let my growth grow. And you know what? I'm not taking a pity party anymore, you know, and I'm not saying I'm not going to go through stages of low self-esteem or low self-worth or whatever, you know, where I'm feeling bad about myself or bad about the situation or whatever, is a part of the human nature. But while I'm shining, I'm going to shine, and I'm going to recall that part as well, because I have a tendency that I try to speak about where I'm at in my life and talk about cognitively and kind of openly about my feelings, but normally it's when I'm in a bad stage. This time I want to talk about where I'm in a good stage. So I've got loads of work, basically, as I mentioned, around Shoreditch. I've got loads of work based around Chelsea. So, and now what I'm going to start doing when I'm traveling and I've got to do work further out in outside London, I'm going to stay over so I can and spend the weekend or the week there, or the week, not the week, I can't spend the week there. I'm going to spend that couple, like the day thereafter I do the event. And I meet some amazing people when I do these things. So, but again, I just wanted to say is like, when they break from you, yeah, going back to this point about breakup, because this is the second part, by the way. When they break up from you and they go on with their life, they initially think about themselves. Yeah, they don't think about your needs. Yeah, but you're still thinking on their needs or your needs because you think you need them, when really you don't need them. If they want to turn around and kick you to the curb, yeah, fine. You know, off you trot. Yeah. One day, you know, karma's gonna happen. I'm not gonna put it out there, but karma does happen. But what I'm trying to say to you is that you don't put your life on pause for nobody. Nobody has the power to stop you from putting your life on hold but God, right? So the only person that is at fault for putting their life on hold would be you. And I'm gonna own that, and it's me. I need to man up, to be blunt. Yeah, I need to man up. And I need to turn around and embrace these amazing things that come in. I've got big plans for my new home. I've got big plans just hold fire. It is going to be boom. It's going to be over, above and beyond. And it's all been sanctioned and okayed and not sanctioned because that's like stopped in it. It's all been approved, I should say, and put into process by the Supreme Being, God himself. So I'm really excited. So yeah, watch this space. So I'm going to speak now about the 5 stages of grief, basically, after like an ending of something. This could be put down to somebody dying or somebody leaving you or some kind of detachment. This is where this grief comes from. So the first one is denial, and I'm going to read this for you so it makes sense. Denial is a normal reaction to rationalizing overwhelming amount of emotion. It is a defense mechanism that is a buffer for the immediate shock of loss. So when you're in denial, you're like going, I can't believe they've left me. I can't believe they've done this, or the person's passed away. They died so young, and what am I going to do without them? And I'm all alone and all the rest of it. Something Yoda says from Star Wars. I know a lot of people know that I like Star Wars. So Yoda says that death is a natural part of life. Now, I don't know if you know, I've buried both my parents before I was even 25. So, and I've also lost a child. So, not me myself, but my partner has. But, so in essence, it's like, it is a natural part of life, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't feel the feeling, yeah, but don't stay in denial, because denial will ruin you. It will fuck you up. It will mess with you. So be aware you're in denial, but also be mindful that you can transcend out of denial, yeah, transcend out of denial. Like I was in denial last night. I was in denial that, oh, why is my life like this? And actually my life is fucking awesome. My life is banging. I've got a brilliant job. I've got a beautiful car. I've got a beautiful home. I've got amazing friends. I've got an awesome brother. I've got an awesome best mate. You know, I've got awesome best mates, I should say. You know, and it's just like, you know, I've got my health. You know, I've got a successful business. I've got another full-time job which is really going well. And I goes, why am I letting one person dictate that my life is shit? Bollocks, you know, bollocks. You know, and at that stage, you attract what you are. So I'm going to keep attracting positive energy, positive people in order to help buffer the business, help buffer me, and me to support them as well. I'm not saying that I'm not going to help somebody again, whether I'm with somebody or not, or friends or whatever. I'm still going to help people, because I'm not letting one person dictate that I should stop being the awesome person that I am, or that I was created to be. And I'm always going to be there for whoever needs me. But I'm not going to live in denial and think that my life's over because somebody doesn't want me or love me or don't want to be with me, because, you know, grow up, you know, just move on. It's time to really shine. And I can hear my mate going, oh, at last, you know. But yeah, you know what? It is what it is. And I think I really needed to force myself to get into work today to really face that idea of denial and find out what is going on for me. So before I crack on and talk about number 2, these stages of denial, of grief, right, it's not necessarily you got to go through each stage like it's a process. You can experience only 3 or 4 of them. You can experience 1 or 2. You can experience just 1, but it's quite prolific and strong. So be mindful when you come through it and you're facing it, especially after something's happened. So the next one is number 2 is anger. Now this is an important one. Anger, a numbing of the effects of denial. Stages of grief begins to wear off. Right? Sorry. Stages of grief begins to wear off. The pain of loss starts and to firmly take hold, and such is blame, feel intense guilt and lashes out. So the reason I laughed is because, you know what I said about denial? You can almost feel like denial going up to anger, going, look, what are you saying? And then anger going, fuck you, you know? It's like, it's all your fault. And then I don't need you, get out of my face. And that's what you're doing, basically. You're telling denial, you know what, you're not better than me. And so you start numbing the pain of denial, you know? And then you start getting angry. And you then, the denial turns into this monster, if you want to call it, yeah, that goes out and lashes out either verbally or physically at people or at themselves. That's where sometimes you get a lot of self-harming. So you get a lot of people who don't outwardly kind of project themselves, they would inwardly project themselves, and that's where they get even more of a self-doubt and start hurting themselves, cutting themselves, taking drugs, smoking. That's where smoking came in. Remember I said I started smoking and I've stopped. I have to say, and put out there that I did not buy any cigarettes today, and I haven't smoked since day before yesterday. So I'm kind of proud of myself. So I think that denial's gone. Fuck you, denial, you do one. So, you know, it's like, that's a part of it, is letting it go, is really letting it really, I think it was dissipate or just disappear as well. So just let it go, and you can let it go with love, but don't wallow in anger, right? Don't bring it in anger, because remember, it's not nobody else's fault, and the way you're feeling might not be your fault. But don't go out causing anger on other people or yourself. It's allow yourself to go through it and deal with the anger through meditation, through walks, through talking about it, through really experiencing people that love you, the people that embrace your love, the people that want you around because you are you, not because these people left you and you want them back, because it's not them you really are missing. It's the version of them that you're missing. So, because whether they changed or not, whatever, 2 things, move on, crack on, let's move on. So, yeah, I remember number 3 is bargaining. This is interesting. Bargaining is, what if at the stage of grief, it serves an important purpose. It provides temporary escapes from pain, provides hope, and gives a person time to adjust to the reality of the situation. So, most people do bargaining always, most of the time. They will go, God, if you bring them back, I'll promise I'll go to church, or whatever, you know. Or God, if only I done blah, blah, blah. If they come back, I'm going to change. If they do this, or if the person's died, I'm gonna not care about anybody else anymore because I'm not gonna get hurt. You know, I honestly have to say, I've been through it all. You know, I've been there. You know, when my parents passed away, I probably bargained for about a year. You know, I was like making all these promises, and none of them I really fucking kept. But the really important thing is that I became aware that I was making all these so-called promises and trying to bargain with myself. But the other aspect of that, which I think was quite important, what he said, was that it provides hope and gives grief for the person time to adjust to the reality of the situation. So when you're bargaining, you're realizing the person that left you, or the person that is two-timing you, or the person that is not caring about you, or the person that just died. Let's take death out of this, and let's just keep about a relationship in that sense, because death is massively different. But let's say about a relationship, someone's cheating, someone's lying, someone left you, someone wants to be with you, all these things, and you start bargaining with yourself, all this is going to change. Then out of it, what happens is you start going, hold on, hang on a minute, they're not even worth it, you know? And then you start seeing they're out there doing their little thing, and you're there trying to go and negotiate, you know, a great deal to get them back or to be with them. You know what? Nah. The only bargaining you should be doing is bargaining with what you want to be when you excel forward and when you're shining and the glory of God is surrounding you. That's when you should be bargaining within. You should not need to start bargaining within yourself. Well, the next one is depression. So now this is a depression which is linked to mental health. It's not that depression, it's another form of depression, but it's still depression. I know, that sounds a bit strange, but yeah, here we go. So it says, the types of depression is not a sign of mental illness, it's an appropriate response to the great loss. You might experience intense sadness, decreased sleep, which last night I couldn't sleep, reduced appetite, which I don't really eat much, or you eat a lot. Well, no, you reduce appetite, so you don't eat much, or have a loss of motivation, are all common. So there you go. When you are in that state, yeah, and you are in that depression, and you're feeling low, and experience it. Be in that moment. Walk in that valley, yeah. Experience that valley for what it shows you, from what it's all about. Don't try and suppress it. Go with it, but talk to people, share with people. You don't know how powerful talking is until you do it, yeah. Be in nature, be outside. Don't be cooped up indoors. If you are cooped up indoors, play some music. Play joyful music. Build a play. I just created a playlist. It's called Happy List, actually. And I just created a Happy List. And when I come in, I put it on and I'm dancing around and I'm having a laugh, and I start planning how I'm going to redecorate and remodel the place and make it look the way I want it to look. And it's about building upon your future or your loss that you've had. So allow yourself to be in that depression, yeah. I'm not saying it's wrong, because it's not. It's a part of you, actually getting well. It's a part of your healing process. That's the best way to put it. But the other part of it is to not stay there. But the important part of it is to really encapsulate and grow from it, or grow in it. And then when you're in it, and then you're aware of it, and then you can then say, all right, I'm aware, I'm going to start making the next steps out of it, you know. And by the meditations I said, the music, the playlist, walking in nature, being around friends, you know, he's like, yeah, get a diary and fill it up, man. Get your diary and start filling it up with God knows what, with post-its and stuff. And it's just right. This one I thought was really, really, really important. It's acceptance, yeah, acceptance. So it says acceptance refers to accepting the reality of the loss, and the first fact that nothing is in reality is going to change. This does not mean that the person is okay with the loss. So you may not be okay with the person going anywhere, but you accept that they're not coming back or that they're no longer with you. And that's a part of your, it's not about you letting go. It is about you letting go. It's a part of that you're going through that stage. And when the person is not there, and then you realize, obviously you accepting that, okay, I need to start making plans for the future. And let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, when I was single, I met this girl and we got really close, and I thought it was all right, and it went really well. And then she just went strange, like most times people do. And then we just didn't get on, so I kind of called it a day. Yeah, we kind of both called it a day. And but then she said, "Oh, I'm gonna go on, and I want to find someone who's, I think, was more well off or richer. She wanted to do travel, whatever stupidness she wanted to do." Anyway, she went off and done her thing, right? She ended up finding some rich dude, and he treated her like crap, basically. And I remember seeing her, and I was driving my car. I think I was driving my BM then. No, I was driving my Merc. No, I was driving my Merc, and I drove past, and I saw her, and I goes, "Oh, hi," and I'll chat. Anyway, long story short, she was going, "Oh, you know what? I regret not us giving it a go because blah blah blah." And I go, and you know what? You know when you get them TV moments, right? When you got the guy or the scenario where he says what he really wants to say, and when he says what he actually does say, yeah, and they clip it. And I wanted to say, fuck off, you know, you fucking idiot. But I said, oh, well, you know, life's just, I don't know, diplomat way. Well, life just, you know, turns out that way, you know, whatever. And where are you up to? Oh, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. And I got to go, oh, see ya, bye. And I was gone. But, you know what? Do one. Actually do one. Oh, that person was not at, wasn't at acceptance stage. It was still stuck in probably bargaining or some other one she was at, because she was still said, I gave up this to get this, and she didn't get what she wanted, so she's reflecting back. So she was in bargaining, yeah? So when you've done something and you've given up something to get something else, and then it fucks up, and then you go, shit, I messed up this to get this, I want to go back to this, then you're trying to bargain. It doesn't work, mate. I'm sorry. You made your bed, you lay in it, as my mum always used to say. But anyway, so I'm going to end the video there, and I think, yeah, I don't know what I think. I'm just in a good place at the moment, and I'm going to do some decorating now. So I'll see you soon. When I've done, you're going to see this wall looking something different. So I'll see you soon. Stay blessed, stay safe, and namaste.